Yeah, you are planning on heading northeast and finding the Valkyrie. Any thoughts on what way you want to do that?
We decided not to go by way of the hill dwarves because that would require us to be longer in Valkyrie lands, right?
Well, the main thing is it's not so much that, it's that you would be traveling through the mountains, the toughest part of the mountains for the longest way.
So I think we agreed to return like we were heading back to Cairnemoore or whatever, the lowlanders, and then just traveling northeast with Beecham kind of guiding us to the coast.
Well, there on the map, basically you guys are right here, and if you're looking at the stream, players, you can see Cairnemoore is here, Cairnemoore is way down here to the southeast, and where you're actually going is that little chunk, that little nook that's directly on the coastal side that is northeast of you. So you're going to be going a very long way out of your way if you go all the way back to Cairnemoore to get there.
Yeah. We wouldn't be going to Cairnemoore fully. We just leave the mountains, right, on the east side, and then travel northeast.
Okay, so you want to kind of like go, when you leave Cairnemoore, you want to go through the mountains to the east and then like travel straight across the open tundra to them that way.
Pretty much, yeah.
So kind of like
does.
All right. Okay. Do you need to acquire provisions, anything like that, from any of these splendid dwarves? You want to go? You want to do anything here in Cairnemoore? The Lord of the Hall basically told you to feel free to make yourselves at home here in his city for as long as you felt you needed to.
I'm okay. I mean, we're pretty well provisioned, well stocked.
Okay.
I think we are, yeah.
Llama Eater, 27 months for you, my friend.
Llama!
Take your pants off and hit the hype. Alrighty.
I think we're ready.
Okie dokie. So in that case then, you can head out of the city, which will take you down through those stairs, and of course you'll have to go. Now, you don't know a path east yet. You only know a path to go all the way south and back out the mountains through the chasms that you've been through, down past where the rock and all that was.
I think that we should, even though it's a little out of our way, we should go that way, because we know it, and we've traveled it many times so far. But if you guys want to try to find another route, I'm game.
Okay.
Kia, Marlo, Peachum.
Is there a path that seems to be going east?
Well, if you could think, I mean, if there's anybody around that might know the answer to that question, you could possibly ask.
I didn't know that.
Probably any of the dwarves here, right?
I'm just thinking that if you go the way you're planning on going, you're going to travel 4 days out of your way, and then 4 days back. So you're going to add about a week to your trip.
Well, wait. What about the that alternate route? Traveling the way we did, there was that other path we never took. Which direction did that go?
That would lead you towards the hill dwarves.
Ah, I see.
So that is the way you would go there.
Okay. So let's ask a dwarf, maybe a cartographer or something, if we can find him.
All right.
We know a cartographer?
If you were looking for somebody that would be a cartographer or anybody that you think might be geographically knowledgeable, where would you start?
Well, I mean,
I guess
there's a library, and then there's also the runesmith. Maybe they write stuff and whatnot, but probably the library.
All right, you guys want to go down to the libraries and
let's
inquire?
do it. Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So you head down past the familiar guards, down into the huge dwarven halls that dwell underneath the city of Cairnemoore. to the familiar, aged dwarven librarians. And they kind of look at you skeptically as you come in, fondly remembering the trouble that you caused last time when Marlowe mysteriously got thrown across the library and impacted into the shelves, knocking a ton of books down.
Okay, I'll approach one and look at him and be like,
he looks at you with his squinty, beady eyes.
we are looking for a path that could lead us out of the mountain range to the east as much as possible. East-northeast. Just shave some time off of a journey that we must take.
So you wish to head eastward?
Along the coasts, yes.
Oh, it is not a very pleasant territory, that at all.
We're aware of that, but we feel necessary.
Well, why is it unpleasant? What's down there?
Well, predominantly, the weather is far worse on the eastern side, as it is as you travel more north. Way worse.
And
We have to go that way anyway. Even if we took the southern route around, we're gonna have to go all the way back
May
up
I
the east
ask why
side.
you come down into the depths here in the library to ask this question?
Well, we need to find someone that knows a path, and you guys seem smart.
Knows a path? And he seems to
Just-
be looking at you very inquisitively.
What's your deal?
what's your deal? What's
Don't worry
good?
about
Yes,
it.
a
Not
path,
us,
a
it's
path.
Anyway. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't muted. He asked me a question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He says, so you just come down here to ask me because I am surrounded by all this paper, then?
Kind of.
Is that? I'm sorry if we've offended you in some way. It just seems if we wish
Oh,
for
you haven't
knowledge
offended me at all. Just
So-
rather curious as to why you'd come to find me. Wonder if somebody didn't tell you to do it. But no, that's fine. Well,
What?
there really
Why
is no direct route from Cairnemoore that goes directly eastward.
The path we have become accustomed to return to the lowlanders and Cairnemoore would take us all told a week from our journey, our
Aye, 'cause
destination.
you're talking about the southwestern path.
Right. So why someone would
Safe path it is.
why someone would suggest to us to go to it just seems if there were to be a map in this place, it would be here with all these documents and tomes.
Well, there are no finely detailed maps that are available that dictate all of the paths that are known to dwarven kind.
Well, do you have anybody we could talk to who would know the paths well here? Perhaps a trader or
A traitor?
explorer?
Oh, we are not fond of traitors here. Oath breakers
Trader,
all.
sir. Trader.
Oh, I do apologize. I am a little hard of hearing.
It's all right.
Well,
Way to go, Kia.
you will not find much in the way of traders down here in the library. Most of that sort of thing you're going to find up in the main streets of Cairnemoore.
I understand. This is what it is. You have many paths because clearly this is not the full depths of your civilization, and you have many paths that would lead us out, but of course us being outsiders, it's not prudent for you to share such secrets.
Give me a sense motive on that.
All right, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be my 20, guys. I believe. I
Yep,
believe
that's close to 20. If you know, if you live in an entirely different world than you do. Okay. But a 17 is good enough. You noticed him go a little red whenever you specifically said that, and his eyes kind of like looked at the ground and then looked over at the bookshelf on the right.
And you are worried that someone in this city told us of this fact, and thus we're trying to get it out of us on who. I gotcha. No, we came down here on our own volition. We just need to get there where we're going as quickly as possible.
I
Time
must
is of
say,
the essence.
You are quite astute for that of not dwarven kin. It is true. There are indeed paths that dwarven kind know, many, many paths throughout these fine mountains that are not privy to those that are not dwarves. It would behoove me to give you such information. It is beyond my station to do so.
But Lord Ironbeard said to be treated as if this were our own home.
Maybe we need a note.
So, you're saying
Well,
Lord
look at Marlo and
Ironbeard
nod.
told you to come and ask me and that I would tell you. Is that it?
No, sir. He just
Oh,
gave us.
I was going to see if Lord Ironbeard was to
He
give
said
you...
we were called dwarven friends, but we can go get a note from somebody. They're fond of seals and stuff, and
Would such a path allow a skiff, or would it just be on foot kind of deal?
Well, I cannot really answer that question.
Fair enough.
It would imply something.
I understand. I got you, sir. I'm gonna like tap my nose kind of knowingly. Look like a total douche when I do it.
But, no, if you can bring any proper writ or document, then
I knew
perhaps this information
But,
could be
immediately.
provided.
start walking off. Let's go get a note!
Well, but as dwarven friends, if you gave us your word that you had been sent by Lord Ironbeard, or the master of the Runesmiths Guild, or the High Priest, or the Marshal, we would take your
can
word
get one from the
that
Marshal.
you had
We're
been
bros
given
now.
permission by any of those as dwarven friends. We understand you are very aware that breaking your word to a dwarf is a heinous crime and would not be the sort to commit such a crime.
We are not oath breakers. We will not make such a pledge because we came here by ourselves. But we will be back. And I'm
I
gonna
got
give like a
scared there
half
for a
bow. I'm gonna give a half bow and kind of like follow Marlo outside.
While you're seeking permission, I might also suggest that you find yourself somebody that would be willing to be a guide. You may not wish to travel this entire path by yourself. 'Tis somewhat difficult to navigate.
Well, they don't get attacked or anything here in Kiver. I'm sure they can spare somebody.
That's just another body that we'll have to protect.
I'm just gonna nod at the dwarf as I leave. And I guess we're gonna go and find the marshal of the mountain or the...
Okay.
Yeah, we're bros with him. He'll do something.
Alright,
Yeah.
so you want to go find
Even though he was an asshole at
Stalfmere
first.
Dulastock.
Okay. We're gonna find him. Ask the guards up top where he would be. Is he in the tavern? Is he in the hall?
Alright. No, around this time of day he is doing his patrols and checking on the walls and all that sort of stuff, so you wander around the city for maybe 15-20 minutes and it's not long before you see Stalfmere kind of like wandering, looking up at the battlements and making sure that you can see him like counting every dwarf to make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Cool.
Alright. Now to broach this subject without making it seem like we've done an investigation and rooted it out of someone else.
Right.
Alright, so as you
Oh.
approach, you see him like 27, 28, 29, 30.
Start shouting random numbers.
Good
152.
day. What can I do for you?
You need to push Radovan.
I'm pleased to see you've made your way back to our fine city of Cairnemoore.
Well, it's good to be back, my friends. He was there when we talked to the marshal in the mountain, right? So I'm going to say, we need to make haste to the northeast of here. And the only path that we are familiar with would take us several days to the south, and is not ideal for us.
Oh, there is another way for sure.
And would this way be allowed by us to travel?
As long as you're in the accompaniment of one of our kin, I would think that that would be fine.
Like a guide, that would be great. We would greatly appreciate this.
Which kin?
Yes, can we borrow a dwarf?
Just like pick up one off the street and be like, "You there?
In truth,
Come with us."
if I were
Strong
you,
one, I hope.
I would go down to one of the taverns and seek out a guide from there.
Okay.
This is an underground pass, am I to understand?
Oh,
Through the
it
mountains?
is that, yes.
Let's go
And-
to the Delvin. We bought them enough drinks. I'm sure somebody will be willing to help us.
Not a bad idea. Would we require some papers that show the permission has been granted? The way things have been done so far, we don't
If-
want to,
If you
Mess
would
it up.
like, I would more than happily give you a document to embolden my word. Although as dwarven friends, if you let him know that Scalfmere Doorstock gave you permission, then I feel that it will probably suffice.
That's
understood.
true. They did say that our word would be okay. As long as it
dwarven friends
was-
here in the city of Cairnemoore, your word is considered your bond until such time that you should break it and give anybody a reason to doubt you.
We promise that won't happen. Don't worry.
And is there? We can go to the Delvin and try to find a guide. Is there someone we should have our eyes out for who's right for this, or just anyone who would volunteer? Would
Probably
be
one of the crazier ones, I'm sure.
I would most definitely be seen to be using your judgment, but no. Most dwarven kin from this city know the underpaths good and well.
And I assume payment for their service would be.
It would be customary, yes, but that would be between you and whichever person you decide to hire.
All right. Well, thank you, Stuffmere. We will follow your words. Find a guide.
All right, so you guys want to head to the Delve-In
Yes.
for this game plan? Okay. Well, we can make that happen.
As
Delve-In.
as we enter, I kind of look like longingly to the south, where the other guy with the crazy colored beard was. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss the other place too.
You want him as their guide? The
No, he would never.
colored-haired man?
That flamboyant dwarf.
That would be a lot of fun.
He probably has a tavern.
Kinda gotta
to run,
stick
though.
up your ass, so...
Okay. Right, so yep, you make your way into the Deep Delve-In.
All right, Kia, you are on the best
Yeah.
terms in this place, so
Kia's-
okay, I'm gonna look around. Who looks tough in there? Who's got like big muscles on him?
Just about everybody.
Really? Okay. All
they're
right.
dwarves, Jane.
Who's the tallest dwarf?
The tallest dwarf is the bald-headed fellow behind the bar.
Oh, he can't. He has to run his inn. Who's the second tallest?
Might be difficult
just-
to tell by all the because most of them are sitting down. It's probably
Alright.
easier to tell which one's the widest.
Oi! Everybody!
Alright, so you're going to yell? Right, well, immediately everybody kind of stops and glances at you.
Who's up for a dangerous adventure with us? You might
Dangerous.
die.
Right, immediately they all kind of look and they seem to be noticing where you're standing, and then you're like, you see
Not
a lot of
down
them like, oh no, oh no.
We won't be delving. But traveling. Northeast.
Like one dwarf, this fellow here with he's kind of like a short little squat dwarf with a very, very small trimmed beard. He looks up and he says, Where are you going? And how much does it pay?
Oh, he's adorable. Let's take him.
Arlo.
It pays fairly well. Okay, glance at Ranavan and Marlowe. We'll be going to visit some folk called the Vakiri. We need a guide.
In what direction are they?
Northeast.
What do you need a guide for?
Because the marshal, is that who we just talked to? I don't remember.
Yes.
The marshal has requested that we bring a guide to take us through the Underhills.
And
Something. The underpaths. Sorry.
okay, this dwarf with a crossbow, he kind of like turns and leans to the side and he says, Aye, but which underpaths are you going? That
One
could
east.
dictate great deal the amount of price.
Eastward, I believe.
Oh, east! I know it well. Yeah, I'll take you. How much is this, fairly well paying job actually pay? Like, is there a physical term of numerology that's associated with the payment?
We will talk numbers upon private discussions. I'll be in the corner. Come approach us if you're interested.
Alright, well, immediately he downs his drink and scurries over and flings himself down in the corner, nuzzling himself past the other two dwarves behind him. Out the way, out the way!
Radovan here, we'll talk numbers.
You see me sitting at this other table, kind of like, oh my god, I thought I was bad. As I get up and like,
So, you want to be led through the tunnels to the east? The undertunnels? Oh, it's a dangerous, twisty-turny path.
east northeast. Yes, correct.
Well,
So-
talk numbers.
Aye, what you willing to pay me?
What is average for?
You don't. Where did you guys learn to negotiate? 50 gold.
50. Each way.
Yes, 100 total.
Well. And he spits in his hand and reaches it out towards Marlowe.
I'm gonna look at Radovan.
That's
Alright.
a fair sum.
You made the
All
deal, Marlo.
I'll shake on it then.
Alright.
Keep in mind, I don't have any money. I gave it all to Beecham.
So he looks at you and he says, So, you'll be wanting to travel out of the mountains to the east.
Correct.
Well, here's what I'll do. Soon as I have no desire to travel quite that far, I will take you through the most difficult to navigate tunnels. And about halfway, we'll get to a point where there's really only two paths left to take. And I'll instruct you on which one to take, and you can make the rest of the way yourselves.
Are you scared to go down this path? Is that why
No.
you don't want to take us through it?
But quite honestly, the path is safe, and you'll just be walking for 2 days along a straight corridor for a long time. There's really no point in me walking 2 days there and 2 days back. It'd just be pointless. There's no turns.
So you'll do it
there's no
for
twists.
40 gold. Then.
Give me a diplomacy check, Kia.
Okay. Fine. Let's see how good my diplomacy is these days. Not great.
Alright, he looks at you and he says, well, we already shook on 100.
We did? Damn it.
The more dangerous portion of the underground.
Well, it's not danger. It's just there's a lot of turns left here, right here, and if I was to try to explain how to do it, you'd probably get lost. So it's best I lead you through those.
This portion of the journey, are the tunnels wide or are they narrow?
Oh, it's mostly all narrow, I'm afraid. There's some wider parts, but most of it's pretty tight. And you'd be travelling across hard rock.
Understood. So, Beecham, I'm going to turn to Beecham at my side.
Yes.
If we were to leave the mountains and be on the terrain again, how far a journey would it be to walk to where we're going to see the Jarl?
Oh, probably no more than a couple of days.
Walking.
Yes. 3 at the
So,
most. Depends on how rough the weather is.
understood. So we could leave the skiff here. I mean, we would have to, obviously.
Well, I don't know that skiff would travel very well across rocky tunnels and the such. So probably yes, probably the best thing to do is leave it here.
But then journeying back from the Jarl, we would be even slower to get back to Cairnemoore. I mean,
Well, yes, that is the truth.
unless we find this exit that we exit from the mountains and try to make our way back from the underground.
We could always try to do that. But I'm sure it would still be, even if we have to travel all the way back to Cairnemoore on foot from the Valkyrie settlement, I think it would still be faster than if we was to have to travel all the way down and round the path and all the way back, even on the skiff.
Okay.
So we're pretty much agreeing to leave the skiff behind for the foreseeable future.
It's been a good little skiff.
Unless we can hire someone else in this tavern to bring the skiff to the settlements to the south. We'd obviously have to pay more, but it would be nice to have it there for when we got back.
Beecham looks at you and says, so you mean pay somebody to take the skiff down to Cairnemoore and leave
While
it
we
there?
go to the Jarl, yes.
That's an idea, I suppose.
I mean, that's an awful... I imagine the payment would be more than 100 gold. Do you have someone in mind? I'm going to turn to the dwarf who's just sitting there. Who could possibly do that for us as a service?
Not really. Beecham looks at you and he says,
He has no friends.
I can probably find somebody if I was given a few hours.
We'd pay handsomely for such a service because it would put them at an inconvenience returning. Unless they take a third goat, I
How
imagine.
much are you willing to offer? And I'll do my best to make the negotiations for you while you shore things up with this fellow.
50 platinum?
50 platinum. Oh, well,
Whoa.
I feel that that's probably a fairly substantial sum for such a task. I'm sure I can find someone to do it for less than that.
Well, then do
Get
it
it for less than that, please.
Very well.
But that would be the high end of what we'd be willing to
Oh,
pay.
absolutely. With that, the dwarf look. You see his eyes widen, and he says,
Oh, damn.
"I might know somebody." While you warm yourselves here by the fire and gather up plenty of provisions, what was his name? The tall, skinny fellow. What's your name? Oh, James Beecham. He goes, I think I might know somebody. Come with
Rent
me.
them in.
Beecham kind of like looks at you a little bit bewildered and says, I guess I'll go with this fellow then.
Yeah, try to get a lower rate. It seems that might be hard to
10
do with this guy.
platinum.
So saying, don't be afraid to say no.
Right. Well, as you kind of get up and they start to walk to the door, you hear Beecham say, however much we get away without paying your friend, perhaps I would offer you a commission. If you help make sure we get the lowest price possible, within reason, of course, maybe I'll throw a few extra platinum in your pocket. Well, that sounds fair to me.
Sounds like we should have let Beecham do the negotiation. Meanwhile, Radovan, have you ever heard of lowballing?
Right, so Beecham and the dwarf leave out of the tavern.
I look at Marlo as she asks me that question and say, well, I think I did once in my life. I lowballed, and I feel bad about it.
Well,
So you're
no,
offering
it's just
50 platinum.
If you start too high, then yeah, that's why I started with 50. I thought that was
Right.
if they are against it, then then it's not something that's worth doing for that low of a price.
Fair enough. The reason why I had a lot of harder time warming to Kia was the first time we met, I might have gotten swindled by another elf in Corthan. In hindsight, thinking about
Us elves are
value
very
of things.
sneaky.
But anyway,
Very, very sneaky, sir.
I know nothing. You don't have any money. I know nothing about money, so we're call it even. And I'm gonna spit in my hand jokingly and reach over to Marlo. I jest.
Well, money has no value to me at all, but I don't know. These people seem to like it a lot, so.
Right. It feels weird walking to the Jarl and the Valkyrie, but I guess if we have to, we have to.
And I really don't like the way that people respond to us when they find out that we have what they consider a lot of money.
It's just amazing how friendly they get, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so I guess we're just going to wait for Beecham to return and then go on our way with this other dwarf.
Alright, okay. So you're just going to wait for them to come back?
Yeah.
Right, well, about 3 hours later, Beecham emerges with the dwarf in tow. And he comes over to the table. And he hands you back the majority of your money.
Great.
He says, I was able to secure the travel plans of the skiff and was able to do it for 15 platinum pieces. I did however, give 3 to our new friend here as he kept his mouth shut and didn't kind of allude to the fact that we were willing to pay so much more. So basically, you paid 180 gold or 18 platinum. You got the rest back.
I'll reduce it from my list. I'm going to look at Beecham and say, if we get back to Arconis, there is a tower in Sorrowmorn I'd like to talk to you about.
Again with the tower.
Well,
Your dream tower.
I kind of put it out of my mind, but
Well, for wanting that tower, you sure do throw money around a lot that you could be using to put into your little tower.
Not entirely sure how I could assist with this tower, but
you have a very good mind for negotiating.
At your disposal, my lord.
Thank you.
I think that's what he was getting at. You have a good mind for negotiation, Beecham.
Oh, well, while I may not be a diplomat when it comes to negotiating peace and stuff, I am somewhat frugal with a coin purse. Always have been. By way of being a trader in the past, as well you know.
Right. Well,
years upon a
if I were
vessel.
more about money, I would think that was a useful skill.
I kind of
in your case, I think it is a useful skill. Just
well, with that, your new dwarven friend, he kind of looks at you, and he says, "Well,
Oh God, I didn't even see him there. I'm gonna like kind of jump to the side.
Where are we going? It's pitch black all the time, so whether we go in the morning or now really doesn't make no difference.
We've been waiting here for 3 hours. I say we just make haste and go.
Do you
Yeah, let's
have
go.
any forms of light
Sure.
sources?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
It's about 2 days travel to the location that I'm going to take you to, and then probably about another day through the colder parts of the Undermountain till you get to where you need to go.
We have torches aplenty. We're fine. Thank you.
Good, good. Well, let's be off then.
I'm gonna get up and
All
go.
right. So you guys are trusting the skiff to be taken off by acquaintances of this dwarf and Beecham.
We'll see.
And you're heading back down. So you go through the cities. You head all the way back down to where the under area is, where the library is. And then you travel down the long, dark halls underneath the city for probably about 1/4 of a mile. And finally come to the end of that particular long hall. When you get there, you notice huge stone doors dotted around the end of the hall, like probably a 15 or 16 of them. At which point you see him kind of go up and start examining all the doors, as if he's looking for something.
Look at this.
I take it this is not a frequented path.
Oh, no,
But-
no, not at all. There's very little to the northeast of here that interests us dwarves.
What kind of weapon does he have?
Actually, he has a hand axe, he has a small hammer, and a short sword.
Okay.
Are we to expect creatures of the beastly
Unlikely.
sort?
Maybe rats or other scavengy type creatures, but it should be fairly safe.
All right, we
Probably.
trust you.
Mostly. It was the last time I went down there.
Yeah? What happened?
Well, nothing. As I said, it was safe.
Okay.
It's a long trek, but a safe and effortless one. Effortless.
I'm just gonna kind of like cross my arms and nod. All right, sorry. Don't let us distract you.
All right. He continues to kind of like pour over the doors, and he's looking at all the different kind of notches and things and blemishes, things that have been carved in there, as if he's almost like he's reading some type of secret code. And then finally, after a while, he says, "Right, this'll be the door." And he goes over to a door that's about a dozen round from the left. And then slowly you see him start to press different parts of the door and push here and pull there. And eventually you hear a loud and the door
Okay.
itself like moves about 1/2 inch. And then he just puts his weight behind it and starts to push it. And it moves almost, I mean, way easier than you'd expect such a massive stone door to travel.
I feel like
And
we're
as
at
it does so,
Gringotts.
you notice that there's actually like a metal runner, like a rail, and the base of the door actually has like small wheels upon it to help it roll following the path and of the runner itself as it moves off to the edge. He says, "Right you are. Follow me. Oh, and someone shut the damn door behind you, would you?"
Doing it.
Not me. I was raised in a barn. One of you can do it.
If Kia's gonna do it, I'm gonna watch her bemusedly as she tries to push this easy to swing
Just
door.
noticed I don't have the audio that I wanted, so let me grab that real quick. I do apologize. That's what I was looking for. I think this the one. Let me see. Nope. there. Okay. All right. Let me cue this up.
I'm gonna cast Magic Vestment on myself.
Okay.
Because
Give
I
yourself
don't
a
trust
+4
anything.
AC. No problem. All right. So you begin by traveling downwards, like a huge stone stairway. It goes down and down and down, probably at least 300 to 400 steps, and eventually you end up at the base, which is still very much artificially carved and manufactured. After you start wandering down the long halls, right now they're about 20 foot tall and about 20 foot wide. And about another half a mile of underground travel going in that kind of northeasterly direction. Finally, it starts to the ceiling begins to get lower, and you notice that the carving is diminishing down to where it's little more than rough rock. With about another 300 to 400 feet, it is down to being no more than maybe 10 foot wide and about 10 foot tall. And now it is much more like just a natural underground chasm that you're traveling. Every footstep seems to echo down here. Less so now than it did before in the 20 by 20 carved hallways. As you're traveling along, your dwarven companion looks at you and he says,
I never introduced myself. I'd like to get... it's probably fair that we know each other's names.
True.
Oh, my name is Radovan. Nice to meet you.
Radovan.
And Marlo.
Marlo.
Kia.
Wait, he goes, so James, Radovan, Marlo, and Kia. My name's Ravish.
Nice name. I like that name.
I do
It's a
too.
radish.
No, with a
Ravish.
V. Ravish.
I know, but it's like
I'm
a
away
radish.
with the ladies, so I do.
Do ya?
Aye.
It's like a combination of radish and ravage.
Well,
Says, well, I'm used to these long treks. When your feet get tired, you let me know and we'll rest up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
alrighty. So yeah, you pretty much have got about 2 days worth of underground chasm trekking to do, according to him.
Well,
And literally as you're going down, periodically there's an offshoot to the left, to the right. Sometimes it breaks into 3. Sometimes one of the branches to the left splits into 2. And there's like 4 or 5 different possible ways to go. But he stops and you see him every time you get to a junction, you see him go. And after about a minute, you see him look and he goes, that way.
oh god.
yeah, every time he stops, I'm going to be leaning against one of the walls and like resting one
You
or
kind
two
of
of my
start
legs.
to get the feeling after he's done it a few times, he absolutely knows what he's doing, but it's like he's pausing for
Okay,
dramatic
good.
effect just to kind of like artificially stress you guys out.
Oh, I like him.
A couple of times you see him go, this way, and then he takes a couple of steps and goes, oh, my mistake, that way, and turns and goes in the opposite direction.
Oh, I love this dwarf.
So, all right. So after trekking for as many hours, obviously most of you have got decent footwear, which definitely helps. But walking for hours and hours and hours on rough stone surfaces, your feet are probably getting tired long before your minds and your bodies are. But you manage to kind of push yourselves on. It's remarkably warm and humid down here as well, which is kind of weird. You're clearly far enough away from Cairnemoore that it can't be the heat from the furnaces above, for sure. But,
Oh my god, they've created AC, like air conditioning and
AC units.
They're dwarves, man. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, what they can do.
So, alright, so after probably a little more than just over a day or so, eventually after pushing it as far as you can, you guys are all looking at each other, and it's really a case of who wants to say it? Like, who's gonna be the one to say, we need to stop? You can
Not
kind
me.
of, numerous times you hear Beecham say, "It's an advantage having these great big long legs of mine. Helps me travel a lot more efficiently." And he kind of looks at Kier and says, "Are you sure you're okay? You're a lot shorter than me, and you're
Yes, it's
a
great
dainty
having-
little thing, and I wouldn't want to push you too hard."
It is great having innate magic and just being able to float.
Oh yes, quite.
How about you, Radovan? How are you doing?
Oh yes, all that heavy armor must be burdenous.
Well, it's lighter armor, thanks to the Valkyrie.
Oh, so
okay.
we'll just keep going then, shall we? Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you
let's-
wanna
let's
stop,
make good time.
Beecham?
No. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Let's just keep going.
Onward and upward.
All right. So you push it on for about another hour, and all of you by now are probably Marlo is physically least burdened by this because she wears nothing. She's the fittest. And even though Radovan might not want to admit it, that armor is starting to weigh heavy. And
Yeah.
Kier, your feet are probably starting to hurt a little bit. Finally, Beecham says, "Fine, I really think we shouldn't be too exhausted. Once we get out of these tunnels, the terrain is going to be very difficult to traverse. I think we should probably stop and get a good night's sleep."
Are you sure, Beaches?
So at that, I'm just gonna lean against one of the walls and slide to my ass. Slide right down.
Well, okay. I'm gonna practice with the hammer.
So Beecham kind of takes out his bedroll and lays it down and puts his bag underneath the bottom of it to create a pillow and throws the furs down on top of him. But as he kind of does that, it's not long before he's throwing half the furs off because it's, as I said, it's remarkably warm down here under the and the furs that you have are really too thick probably to sleep well under this kind of climate down here. But do you guys want to set up a watch or anything like that? The dwarf is tucking himself down and
Nothing has hurt us this whole time, right?
Nope.
Nothing weird.
Oh, you've heard the odd scurry of some probably blind rat or underground creature, but nothing of any real size that creates any worry or threat for you. It's more
Yeah,
like
just
jump
go
scares as you hear something suddenly, as you get close to it, suddenly just go whoosh and scatter off.
So I'm actually gonna say, Ravish.
Yes.
Is there? What is actually going on with it being so warm down here?
Well, probably above us, there's some ventilation tunnels.
Which would cool it
More like
down.
exhausts.
Exhaust from what?
How much ventilation from
Well,
the forges?
you've seen those massive great forges we have.
Yeah, so
All
it's-
this, so it
goes
travels all
way?
this way through.
Not intentionally, but the amount of heat that they generate. You see, because there's so many of the dwarven kin live underground, while most of the heat escapes up, we have some piping that kind of travels below the ground and water that's heated. And the water kind of runs here, there, and through these pipes. And they're pretty damn hot, so there's some residual heat that's still being kind of put off from some of those.
And
Don't
if
worry,
we were,
it'll stop
if-
soon enough.
if we were not under a mountain, we would still be under the ground, right? I mean,
Aye.
how far underground are we from surface level?
From the surface of Cairnemoore.
Well, the surface of where you're leading us to, or are we not? I mean, we're ground level.
No, we're way under. But of course, mountains, they're peaks and they go up and down.
Well,
so
I
it's
know how
difficult
mountains
to know
work.
exactly how
I'm
far
just
below
interested.
ground. Several hundred feet, though.
No, I understand that. I just was thinking how great it would be if over my lifetime we built a tunnel system that goes straight to Arconis. That would be amazing. And probably impractical, but a man can dream, can't he? Trade and the like. But I understand, Ravish. Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna get some kit then.
Yes, let's. And I'm going to follow Beecham's example and get a bedroll out.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready to keep going. I only need a couple of hours, but I'm sure you need longer. And I'm on your coin.
Wow.
So when you're ready, we'll just keep on traveling.
I'm going to sleep for as long as I possibly can.
Okay.
So.
Is anybody going to do a watch, or are you just going to trust?
Trust in me. Trust in me.
Well, Gore, you I will never trust.
No, nope. HR evil chat.
I wasn't gonna do one. Hope he doesn't rob us.
Okay. Well, then the only person left that may, if she decides to, would be Marlo, because everybody else has taken a nap.
I think I just won't sleep as deeply. I'm still...
Well, you're still having some issues with your sleep anyway.
Yeah, I'm still...
You're still
I'm
having
a
the
little
momentary
nervous.
visions of the Bayou.
Yeah,
now
I don't
you know
really
what
know
it is.
what sort of magic he may be using, so I want to be able to wake up easily.
Are you going to try to take like a whisker or something? Like I suggested?
Well, when I first start falling asleep, I'm sure it's kind of difficult to fall asleep because I'm really tensed up, just in case I need to try to do something, which doesn't really work when you're trying to sleep.
Right.
So.
Okie dokie. All right. Well, yeah, nothing happens. You all get as much sleep as you feel like you can manage and get, and travel on the next day. So, because you've been, you got so
Yay.
much traveling done the night before, it's about 9 or 10 hours later as you're kind of, again, beginning to feel a little weary, and after you've taken at least another dozen or so twists and turns. You take this final split, and then he stops and says, "Right, now then, from here on, there's only one more turn to take. When he says, you're going to come to a point, he said, where you'll have a left turn, or you can go straight. Go left. That'll take you up and out of the mountains. You'll be traveling through an old dwarven mine shaft.
And
So we go left.
go left.
Yep,
The dwarven mine shaft.
I go left.
And then what?
Don't go straight. Straight will lead you to more twists and more turns and you'll get lost. Make sure you go left.
Okay.
Also, it's going to get mighty cold because you're going to be getting much closer to the top. And you've already noticed that the chill is there is definitely a chill in the air now. He says the caverns will be wet, and caked with ice. Miserable place. Which is the biggest reason I have no interest in going there. Now then,
Well,
if
Great.
you'd like to give me my other half of my payment, and I'll be
I'm
heading back.
gonna hand it to him.
All right.
Thank you so much.
He takes
Thank
it. He
you.
says, it is an absolute
Rubbish.
pleasure. It's very nice to have done business with you, Mr. Beecham, regarding the other matter. Oh, not at all.
Safe journey
Okay.
back.
All right. He just looks at you and he grins a little bit and he says,
Oh, you're right.
Left.
whatever it is that waits for you on the other side, may it bring you joy and happiness. And he turns around and begins to whistle his way as he wanders back towards Cairnemoore. Okay. So, yep. You
Ravish.
want to rest here or keep going? As I said, you've been trekking for about another 10 to 12 hours by now.
Oh, let's sleep before we do this whole dangerous thing.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not gonna keep up any more pretenses with Ravish gone.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm
we're-
tired.
We're gonna rest up again.
All
yeah,
right.
you're right.
Okie dokie. Well, once again, you are able to have it's a little colder, but the furs more than take care of that, the nip in the undermountain. And you get another decent night's sleep. You get up in the morning, you have time to pray to St. Cuthbert, everybody has time to eat a hearty breakfast, and on you can travel.
We do that.
All right. And we're going to use that opportunity to take a break. And... Okay. So what I'm going to do now is move you guys to the map that everybody else has already seen. Okay, so for my players, this is a dynamic lighting map. So hold on a second. I gotta get you to it. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh, nope, that's the old frozen waterfall one. Remember that? There you go. All right, yes, so players, if you will, please make sure you're not watching the stream. Pop out chat and just focus on the Roll20 map so you don't have any spoilers.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, so what we're talking about, if you're not familiar, is inside Roll20 is dynamic lighting, which means the players only get to see what their character can actually see. So like that right there, if you are Radovan Rainier or Shagget, that is what he sees. That is all he sees. Keeliana, being an elf and having better vision, she can see a long way down that corridor in a straight line. Marlowe can see right now pretty much nothing except she can see the glow off of Radovan's shield. I'm assuming that you're doing that, or holding a torch, either way. So
I'd probably take out the coin that he enchanted.
Okay. And then James, that's what he sees. All right, so Marlowe, you want to use your magical coin with the one that's enchanted with permanent glowing light?
Apparently, I'm still shuttered.
Good. I was doing everybody a favor. Alrighty, boof. There you go. And let me unshutter Radovan. Sorry, dude. There. We caught him. Caught him nose mid nose pick. Alrighty. So yes. So by now, as you were pre-warned, the tunnels have become. You've been steadily going up. The tunnels have become pretty much more chilly. There are thin layers of ice where the condensation has frozen on the walls. It's not too hazardous, although if you was to take off running and jam your feet on, you could slide down. You could slide down the corridor a fair way.
Let's go sledding on my shield.
As long as you guys are going in a normal walking pace, no checks are necessary. If you start running, that may be different. Alrighty. So where do you wish to go from here? You have pretty much a choice. You can go left or you can continue straight.
And this is after we made that choice to go left, right?
No, this is you are making the choice now.
Okay,
yeah, he
so
told you that there was really only one more turn there's only one more direction you would have to pick, and it was either left or straight, and he told you make sure you go left.
Let's go straight.
Let's go left.
Yeah, let's do left.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna have my elven ears and eyes very focused on my surroundings and the ceiling and the side, everything.
All right. Okay, so as always, don't move further than your normal movement rate in a round. So if you guys want to... I don't know who wants to go up front. And again, remember, it isn't exactly...
Not I.
Good running conditions. It's not so slippery that you'll just slip and fall, like not sheer ice. But again, it would be hard to stop if you got any real momentum.
All right, I guess Marlowe's taking the lead.
Okay.
I'll take the behind.
Okay.
Protect you guys from the rear.
Yeah, you will.
Beecham is going to kind of like move in and position himself in third.
On top of.
Yep. And look, you formed a marching order. Okay. So okay, there you go. I was about to say, are you deliberately saying further behind for a reason?
Nope.
I'm going to cast magic Mage armor.
Magic Gaibaba. Okay,
Magic
cool.
vestment.
All right,
Mage
Radaman,
armor.
are you recasting Magic Vestment?
Yeah,
for
it has a
today?
16-hour duration, so I pretty much
Oh,
have it
wow.
all the time. You know, like
Okay.
I mean, if
Junk
unless I'm
Farmer,
sleeping.
thanks for the cheer, bud.
Junk.
Hey, thanks.
Junk,
Joe.
thank you.
Junk Farmer, take the behind.
Take it away.
Junk Farmer says take the behind. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, what I would do is exactly like you are. Spook move up, then next, and next, and basically...
I started to say, I see something, and then I realized that's a smudge on my monitor. Never mind.
It's the dreaded smudge monster.
Well, this doesn't seem too bad.
No, he pretty much told you that you would eventually just be following an old dwarven mine.
Then why are we? Oh, nothing.
Why are we alone?
Why is it dynamic lighting? Metagaming.
Well, I'm Beecham.
Guys.
I thought I heard
Hi.
something. And then he moves
What?
up.
So I'm gonna listen after he says that.
Okay. Listen, check. Mwah.
I'm always listening.
Not me.
That's what you have a passive listen for. Okay.
Hello.
Nope, it's deathly quiet. The only noises you can hear are your own heart's beating and you're breathing in and out in the cold. Right. And just so you guys know, so as Marlo is moving around in front, this is kind of what she sees. Very limited amounts of vision right there, so... Radavan, get off me.
Oh, sorry. I can't see.
You're far too heavy to be stepping on my feet, sir.
Yeah, seriously. Just crush him.
Looks like it opens up a bit here.
I'm muted. I'm gonna hold my hands up and be like, guys, there's some stuff ahead. It opens up into a opening.
Oh no, not an opening.
But I think I see some old wagon parts or something.
Well, they did say it was an old mine cart, you know.
Oh, mine. True.
Mine shaft.
All right, some old mine. Wow.
Okay.
Old mine cart then.
Yeah, so it does. It, as you've rightly assessed, you can see that there is like a huge frozen, almost like a frozen pond in the center, which has got half submerged old mining carts, old crates, old barrels, that sort of stuff. You know, he told you that where you would be going would be part of an old dwarven mine, and if you carried on that way, it would lead you out, so it would definitely appear that you're going the right way, even though left or straight, definitely go left was a fairly easy choice for you to make. There are a few kind of little twists and turns. There's some pillars that kind of almost go, and stalagmites and stalactites that almost touch. You can see from the roof as the stalactites, little droplets of water drop down, and as soon as they hit the ice, they just become part of it. Like they almost freeze instantly.
The exit, at the entrance to this place, look around for chains. Remember what happened last time we entered a opening? Guys?
I'm paying attention. Don't worry. I'll be.
Well, I mean, you know, that monstrosity was something.
Careful, Marlo. That's frozen water. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
But quite honestly, as cold as it is down here, and the way the carts are, these carts look too heavy to have ever floated. So the odds are, it's probably not very deep. In fact, it looks like the
Okay.
ice is probably just solid.
Okay.
Now, of course, it is considerably slippier than the previous paths. But
Slippier.
much slippier, more slippier.
More slippery. Slippery.
Yep. So Beecham kind of like goes down, and you see him stop and peer down this long, kind of dark, thin corridor down to the side. he kind of just emerges to try to take a look and see what is down there, but quickly loses his nerve and comes back.
This is a little bit eerie. What happened?
There's lots of nooks and crannies here. If there was anything sinister, it could jump out at us any moment. We should be very careful.
Okay. I'm gonna let Cal out of the bag. It's like, hey, you want to have some fun?
Let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Would you like to scout ahead a bit for us, Cal?
Okay. Well, Cal will naturally, seeing as there's no one else about, he will take pseudo-dragon form. Okay. So he is well vested to kind of fly up these little
Yeah, the little nooks.
the little nooks that kind of go up into these little crevices and stuff like that. So he's like a bat, pretty much, fluttering around inside here near the top, looking to see if he can see anything unpleasant waiting to ambush you.
You know, maybe, guys, this is our lucky day where we have no problem
Don't finish that sentence, please.
with...
Stop.
I mean, it's...
Stop.
A man can hope, can't he?
Sure, but he does not say it out loud to jinx us all.
Jinx. I don't believe in jinxes.
What is that?
What is what?
The fire?
I don't know what you're looking at.
This?
It's
I'm
a
gonna
little-
point in this, that direction.
It looks like a wooden post that is kind of like secured at the base of it by large rocks piled around it. Clearly, it wasn't an easy thing to do to erect a post in solid stone, so they just kind of like piled rocks around to hold it in place. There is a placard that kind of hangs off it, kind of like it looks like it was almost like an old street sign. Unfortunately, it's clearly been so long that, and the dampness has warped the wood so much that the lettering on it is just not even close to being visible. I mean, you can tell that there's indentations, but it's so warped and split that it doesn't look feasible to actually read it anymore.
I suppose that means we go this way. Maybe. Or it could be a caution, don't go this way sign. We don't...
Okay, so Cal basically lets you know he's explored all of the little nooks and crannies inside this open chasm, and he has found nothing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Now
approach
we'll go down this way, Cal.
this placard and see if there's anything legible that I could discern.
Really there isn't, and you're pretty sure that it was probably written in Dwarvish runing. So
I can read Dwarvish, yes. But
So that's about as much as you can really tell, you know, just by the way and the way that some of the grooves and stuff are cut into it. It was obviously not a fluid written writing,
Okay.
but it's just so warped. Like
Okay.
Marlowe's hauling ass.
Sorry, I'll slow down.
No, it's all right.
Beach him. Let's go. Nope.
You
I
want
turn
Cal
around
to
and
stay where he is, or you want to put him back in the bag, or what, Kia?
I'm gonna have him keep exploring in front of us.
How far do you want him to go ahead?
Not super far, but you know,
Give me a
at
foot.
least like
10 feet? 20
two
feet?
turns. Two
That-
turns ahead of us,
2 turns?
like 60-ish feet.
About 60 feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's like forever.
it is.
Well, he won't be visible to you.
Oh, one turn.
Okay.
30 feet.
All right. Okay, you continue down the narrow, tight corridors. All right, again, you find little kind of side, almost like little side passages, but they very quickly come to a dead end.
And these holy little things.
They're pretty
it's
much
just-
like stalagmites that have joined.
Right.
So it's like they
Okay.
come down and join. So they've almost formed like natural pillars in the, in the darkness.
Okay.
In the
So
in
they're
the
not
depths of
gonna
the
like
mountain.
we're not gonna get swarmed by like rock hornets or anything.
Hey,
Jeez.
maybe.
Rock
Who
hornets.
says there's not rock hornets hiding somewhere? But what they
Probably too
actually
cold.
are. Yeah, they don't look like termite mounds, put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what are these things I see here on the ground?
Looks like kind
Gold.
of like loose rocks and boulders and stuff like that laying on the ground.
Okay. Are you guys still like keeping up behind me? Because I don't want to like run off.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we are behind you.
Alrighty.
Maybe something was digging naturally here. I'm gonna point at the dirt, the ground.
It's solid rock. It looks like these are just like rocks and boulders that are laying here.
Okay.
And as you're traveling down here, you can see like more little patches of them and stuff like that.
I don't like this.
Cal, how's it looking out there?
He says it's absolutely fine. He said he hasn't seen or heard anything. Oh, why am I moving Kia? Sorry, I was trying to move Beecham.
Touch me.
Don't touch me, you filthy aminal.
Cal, go further ahead in there. It opens up again.
Alright, he goes up there and he says, comes back and says, there's nowhere else to go. It looks like a dead end.
What?
No.
He says,
Go out.
yes, it does.
What is this?
He said, come and look. It looks like a dead
What
end.
is it? What is it? What is it?
It's a dead end.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It can't be.
Beecham's
This
like,
would
we
trick
did
us?
go left, didn't we?
Of course we did.
Maybe there's a secret passage or something.
Oh.
You know how dwarves are.
Ugh.
Shouldn't he have told us that? Wonder how long it's been since they came out this way. I guess I'm gonna start examining the walls then.
Okay, oh, let me just do this. Let's see.
Why would there be a... He would have told us. He must have... That bastard. Did he trick
Well,
us?
let's not jump to conclusions.
Okay.
I mean, he did say the last time he had done
Okay, so as you guys just momentarily were like raise voices, you suddenly heard like a tremor, like,
No.
Fuck.
and then you start seeing little rocks, little piles of rocks begin to drop from the ceiling all around you, and it's like,
No.
that was what those rocks were back there. And with that, you suddenly behind you hear what sounds like the descendants of an awful lot of rock.
Oh no.
Beecham, yep.
Back up, Beecham.
Give me just 1 second so I can adjust this for you. 1 sec.
Just nothing. Shit.
All right, you're good. Okay. So Beecham goes running back, and he's like, "Cave in! Oh, cave in!" And as he does that, you also
no
hear more.
shit. Yep,
And you see
I'm
Beecham
still
is like coughing a little bit, and you notice that there's like a little cloud of dust appearing up behind him.
All right, let's look at these walls. There's got to be something.
I'm gonna scurry over there to see what he.
It looks like the corridor behind you, like where all those rocks and stuff was. He looks at you and says, maybe that sign was what Marlowe said. Maybe it was a warning not to go that way.
Ah!
Wish I could have read it.
Shh, guys, we can't make that much noise.
But
But he said turn left, not straight.
There was no other way to go either.
Would he have intentionally tried to get us here to for this?
Why would he? What would have been his motive? To bring us all this way? I mean,
I don't know.
all the twists and turns that we went through, he could have easily got us lost, or
Yeah,
I don't understand.
He could have left and went back while we were resting, and we would have just been stuck out there.
Right. Marlowe, where you are, suddenly the ground begins to tremor. Like,
well, yeah, because Marlowe's shouting at us from over there, isn't she?
yeah, but it's specifically like where she is, like the ground right there. You guys aren't feeling it.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna take a step back.
Okay. You notice at the center of the room, the rock begins to pile up. Like
Lordy.
something is coming out of the rock itself, almost like a mole mound of dirt, except it's broken rock is like going and just beginning to pile up either side.
Okay, fighting stance.
Cal is bugging out.
Bye.
He's like, something's coming, Kia. Something's coming out of the ground.
Oh shit, guys. Let's
Okay,
go.
from the hole, Marlowe, you see something absolutely hideous.
Oh,
Its
awesome.
head is huge.
Oh,
I have a picture for chat. Let me just go ahead and let them see it. Okay. It looks like some hideous, ginormous centipede type thing with horns. It has massive eyes. It has like a kind of like pallid blue skin, or should I say scales. But like all the way down its back are like red horns. The second it comes out, you feel an overwhelming amount of heat just coming off of this thing, like it melts its way through rock.
Oh shit!
So right
great.
now there's just a head poking out. What do you want to do?
It's just peeking out.
I'm horrified this thing's gonna hurt me if I hit it, but where is its head poking out of exactly?
It's poking out of the hole. The only reason I haven't
yeah.
put a token there is because I don't want to put the whole thing there right now. So if you imagine where that black hole is, I'm gonna. Oh, let me move up so that chat can see the area a little clearer. Not that there's anything to see yet. Hold on. All right. So where that hole is in the ground, where all the rock piled out, this thing's massive head is right there. I need a reaction from you. When you see the head, what do you do? As in like an immediate reaction, because it's coming out. So if you're staying there or if you're running, I need to know.
I think I would run at it.
Okay.
At it. I'm wanting to punch it because it doesn't look friendly.
Alrighty. Then if you wish to go ahead and strike this thing, you may do so. Throw a punch at it.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Alright, you solidly smash the thing's head for 9 points of damage. And yes, your initial reaction was kind of accurate. As soon as you hit it, it's like putting your arm in a furnace. The thing is so frigging hot. The second you hit it, it literally... You've never felt something so physically hot as this before. It's like the second you feel impact, it's like molten lava on this thing. Which, well, it might be if it can actually chisel through rock. It burns you for 21 points of damage on impact with your bare fist. As immediately, even if you were thinking of throwing a second punch, it's like... and the amount of heat of this thing. Any kind of reaction? You gonna stand still, throw yourself back? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm jumping back from it,
Okay.
and honestly, my first reaction would probably be to shout out, "Don't touch it."
Alrighty.
Why?
Do you need a reason? Don't touch it!
As the rest of its body emerges
be
from the
effective?
hole,
Oh shit!
it is absolutely huge.
Ah!
It is massively long, as it basically, the tail comes whipping up out. It's got ginormous pincers on the back of it. It is huge. The heat from this thing is immense. Just being this close to it is like you're standing next to a massive bonfire. As it emerges from the hole, you hear it kind of like, as Marlowe punches the thing, you hear a loud kind of half hiss, half growl coming from the thing.
Heat, motherfucker.
And you can see like the steam vapors rising from its massive mouth. All right, I think it's going to be initiatives for you guys, because as it stands right now, you already stuck in there, so you've started it.
Oh.
It's been punched. It's not happy. All right, we've got a Marlowe on 16, Kia 13, Radovan characteristically on a 6. Let's get a James Beecham
When you
roll.
say it.
Beecham will be on a 5. Alrighty. And let me roll initiative for this fun little beastie, which is D20 plus 1. Alright, it's going on a 5. So it's going last too. Alright, so yeah, Marlowe smacks it. You see her leap back and scream in pain. The thing slivers out and twists and winds like a massive, ginormous, hideous centipede. And it emerges. Alright, Marlowe, what do you want to do?
Let's
There's really
abundance
hardly
step.
any room for you here in this tiny cavern with this thing. Like, if
Yeah,
it moves its back, its whole body is just going to lay against you.
I'm abundant stepping out of this
That's
clusterfuck.
probably a pretty smart move. Okay, where you abundant stepping to? Okay.
I'm over here with the rest of the gang, preferably
Alright.
behind Radovan.
Okay.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
Whatever it is, you see it kind of do that, and it is positioned down the end of the corridor, looking straight down towards you. Kia.
Yeah, out of the earth right in front of it, so it can block this hallway, comes Rocky Balboa.
Okay,
my
you're going to
earth
summon your elemental?
Yes, and he will immediately do his let me see what it's called.
You go ahead.
Rocky
Yes.
Balboa?
His push maneuver to kind of crush it against the wall. Bull rush.
Alright, okay, he doesn't fit in this corridor. As he emerges,
Does it?
he's like, no, remember, yours is huge. He's beyond the height of this thing. So he is actually crunched down on he's almost down to his knees.
Oh,
his,
so even
his arms are like pressed in like that, and he's all twisted and contorted. This is only a 10 by 10 corridor, and he is way bigger than that.
okay.
So he looks like he's kind of like appeared there, but he's kind of wedged in.
So
of
he
course,
can't move at all.
it's going to be very difficult for him to do so. Of course, he also provides a very efficient block between you and the thing, because it
It's
can't
true.
get past him either.
But it could just go under the ground and move. So
He can if he chooses to use that. Yeah.
I would if he were to go in this hallway, would he fit in there? Or not the hallway, the opening? Or no?
If he gets in there with it, yes.
Okay, his move will be spent trying to get in that opening. There.
Okay, so he's basically going to like push his way through into
Yeah.
here. All right.
Well, not right there. A little bit more blocking us.
Like here. There.
Yes, please. And I'm going to move a little. Well, not there. I'm just gonna back up a bit behind
Okay,
this.
so you're going to shuffle to the back. Okay, so you
Go
summon
get him,
your-
Radovan!
Radovan. What do you want, buddy?
Marlo, why did you get behind me?
I'm gonna
Because that
turn.
thing burns, and I have to touch it to fight it.
So I'm gonna turn and cast resist energy on Marlo,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say Cuthbert will mitigate some of the fire that burns you. Now, I can find it from afar with your help getting in there if you need to.
Okay, so resist energy. Pretty much what that does. The subject gains energy resistance 30 against the energy type chosen, meaning that each time the creature is subjected to such damage, whether from natural or magical, the damage is reduced by 30. And the duration is 160 minutes. So pretty much, what energy are you choosing?
Fire?
Fire.
No, I'm gonna choose Sonic.
Okay, but I'm
No, it's fire. Fire.
Alright, so actual fire. Okay,
Alright.
alrighty.
Well, it's protection from damage of whichever one of 5 energy types, so it's fire damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're using it to protect from fire damage.
Damage that is fire.
Correct. Yep.
I see this going wrong very quickly.
Yeah, me too.
The
I
way
kind
you're
of still
talking.
don't want to hit it.
You don't see
Okay.
any flames coming off this thing, I'm just gonna say.
But it is still fire damage.
It could be from
isn't,
friction.
Not necessarily. There's different types of heat. You
Fair
could
enough.
say acid burns, but that ain't fire.
It could be from
True.
friction,
That's
yeah.
true. But I'm going based on what I heard from Marlo, so that's what I'm casting. I don't know when I wield my shield and mace. I'd be like, shit.
Oh, I forgot to roll initiative for my beast guy.
Oh, you can go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
Alright, and he is on a 17, so he actually is first in the round for next round. Alright, so that's what Ranovan's doing. Beecham is going to stand there and kind of just look bewildered at this point, unsure what the hell to do. And he's like, should we try to get out of here? And he takes a glancing look at the rock pile to the side.
Try
You
Beecham.
work on that, Beecham. We'll work on
Okay.
this thing.
So he runs over and begins to scrabble to try to pull rocks and boulders away from the closed-in entrance. What are you doing? Roll 20. Stop. There we go. Okay. And he's not that important, so I'll keep it up top. Okay. It is its turn. Alrighty. It is going to lash out at your creature that's blocking the way. It will hit a 30.
Yes. You're muted, Jane.
Ah, yes, it will hit a 30.
And okie dokie. On impact, your rock monster takes 31
Wow.
points of damage. As this thing literally like chomps down on its forearm, and you see huge chunks of rock be torn clear from it. Alright, start of the round. It's its turn. Your beastie, Jane.
Yeah, it's gonna do its full attack.
Okay.
On the creature. We'll see how he handles it. First attack. Wow.
That is a hit,
Second attack.
and that is a hit.
Okay. So that will be. Okay.
Rolling. How much damage does your rock monster deliver?
This much.
39. In turn, your rock monster takes 42
Okay.
from impact with it. So that's 73 hit points of damage your elemental has received thus far. What's its total hit points?
He's at 79 now.
Yeah, I was going to say that's about half of it, right? Alrighty. Marlo, what do you want to do?
It's so don't trust Cuthbert to protect me from this thing. Okay,
Hey, you said it burns. I fucking reacted like it burns.
I guess I'm
meta.
gonna walk up here or rush up here beside the elemental and just kind of wait.
Okay.
Such a
Alright,
bad.
so you're gonna get yourself in position. Alright, Kia, what do you want
I
to do?
trust Radovan.
Between the elemental and Marlowe, you really can't see this thing in any form of clear line of sight.
Okay. I can't. So I'm going to, between all of us, I'm going to cast, I think, Bear's Endurance Mess.
Okay. Cast it, or pop it up.
Yes, doing so now. Okay.
All right. What is the range for Bear's Endurance?
It's. Why don't I have it down?
No.
I think it's
I
like
think it's
30.
like 30 feet.
So
If it's mass, then
everybody
yeah.
should just be in it.
Yeah. Range
Just.
25 feet, plus 5 feet per 2 levels. So yeah, actually
Yeah, you're
it's
good.
more
Okay,
than-
yeah. Okay, so everybody then basically has a +4
Plus
enhanced
4.
bonus to their Constitution.
Add it in, boys.
So effectively, your hit points would have gone up by a bunch.
32 for the 16th level, 30 for Spook.
Yeah. So Spook, you got an extra 30 hit points temporarily, and you guys have got 32, so you got buffers. Okay. And obviously bonuses to saving throws that would be Constitution related. Radovan.
So you said like I can't. I mean, I see the rock elemental in front of me.
The rock elemental, Kia deliberately put it there to block the tunnel, but it's far enough in to where it can punch. So,
Okay, so-
there's like a small gap to the right of it, underneath its arm, but that's where Marlowe is.
Right, but Marlowe isn't obviously as tall as the whole thing, right? So I can see over Marlowe
Well,
and
the whole
of,
corridor is only 10 foot tall.
Okay,
So
so-
with this thing's arm being there and Marlowe being below it, there's really not much difference between its arm and Marlowe's head.
So because I'm gonna,
Any spell that would require you to have to hit a target, to like...
yeah.
I'm not saying there are no spells that could work, but if you fired a beam, a bolt, anything like that, it's going.
No,
you can't
that's
get
not
a
what
clear shot to it.
Okay, because what I want to cast is this spiritual weapon.
Okay, that would work because if you're summoning a spiritual weapon, that kind of like doesn't actually have, that's an entity that appears and then goes and fights for you.
Right. So it gets one attack on the summoning on the thing, and I actually have a macro, so it makes life easier for all of us.
Really?
I
Well,
do.
then let me create a spiritual weapon real quick because we need an icon for it. So give me a second. Or just roll anyway.
sorry. I just first time I get to cast it.
Or
I'm
not
excited.
give. You just don't give me a second.
I'm sorry, Gore.
That's all right.
I'm just excited.
That'll
I've
work
had
as a
this spell
spiritual
for
weapon.
years, and I've never played it. So
No, the main thing I was doing is because I didn't have it to where your roll would be seen by chat because I was getting the spiritual weapon.
sorry.
There, have a spiritual sword in the mix.
Okay.
All right, there you go. All right, hitting an AC of 35, which it does for 11. I need you to make a saving throw for your spiritual weapon, please.
Oh.
So DC 18 Fortitude save. Let's see. And it does 1d8 force damage plus 1 per 3, maximum of 5. So it gets plus 5. Because technically it's like a plus 5 magical weapon right now.
Okay, so
D20 plus 5, and you need 18 or higher.
1d20 plus 5?
Yeah.
Ooh,
15. Okay. The magical weapon strikes the creature's hide, and in doing so, it shatters. It's like it magically becomes like broken down, and like you see it begin to like lose form. Now, that being said, being that it is a magical weapon and not a physical object or whatever, it kind of automatically reforms. So the like.
Oh, okay, I see.
But it's like it dissolves on impact, like is engulfed in the heat. But then it like shimmers, and as it comes away, you see it like reform.
So the suggestion being a full attack, I'd have to save the saving throw for it to do the subsequent hits, right? 'Cause
Correct.
it would take time to reform,
Correct.
so I got it.
It can't be permanently destroyed because it's a spell, not a real physical item, but it is still suffering the effects of the heat from the thing. And it hit for 11. Alrighty. Beecham continues to work on his thing. The creature is doing something. Okay, it is making a special attack.
Oh, shit.
And that gives it... And it only gets plus 10. Alright. Okay. It loses some of it, but it hits a 27. Okay. The thing basically is coiled up, and then it like unleashes like a spring head down and hits your elemental square in the chest. Basically, your elemental has to make a... Where is it? There it is. Okay, you need your elemental to make a dice roll. The difficulty is for 27, so you need to make a reflex save of 27 or higher for your beastie.
Man, that's not gonna happen.
So it took 27 points of damage, but that's only part of the attack. 22.
Close.
Close.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
It is thrown backwards 10 feet, which basically pushes it and wedges it here. In like jams it like, and it's wedged in the corridor. Like the sheer force of this thing, it's kind of like a bull rush, but it's an actual special ability that is called Awesome Blow. Now, because there is an obstacle, your creature is going to take a additional d6, which is nothing for this thing. So he is going to take an extra 1 point of damage.
Okay.
So that's 80. So your thing has taken 100. No, hang on. So 73. I just messed this up. So 79. I need to take 27, 28 off of that. So you're on 50, like 51 hit points left, I think, ish, for your elemental.
51, correct.
Okay, so Marlo, as you suddenly see this ginormous rock thing like come flying back towards you, but then it's like, and fortunately it can't fall on you because it can't go any further.
Oh,
It can't
God.
fit through the hole, so you're actually lucky you didn't just get landed on by this thing. Okay, it's the elemental creature's turn. What does it want to do? It counts as prone, so it actually has to get itself back up.
Yeah, that's gonna be his action is him standing up, and then I'm gonna ask it to move over so there's some room in the corridor for me to see beyond him. So more towards over here.
Like back to where it was.
Yeah, but more to the left so I have a clear
If
sight.
it does that, it's got to touch it. So he's going to take the heat damage.
Oh, there's no. I can't see over there. Ow.
He doesn't have room to push past its head, so he will have to brush
Okay.
against it. And if he touches it, he will take the 8d6 heat damage.
Nah. I'll have him stand up and just hold his ground. He'll die in a glory.
Alrighty. Okay. Where are we at on the order of viciousness? It is okay, Marlo. So there is room now for you to run under. Like you could dive in past the elemental and kind of get in there if you want. It's your choice. You physically
Radaman,
have
are
an
you
in.
sure about this?
You said it burns.
Okay, since he says that and doesn't tell me not to,
I don't know any better. You said it burned. I'm assuming it's gonna work. Why would I?
Alright, I'm gonna get in there beside it and I guess attack it once.
Okay.
Since I moved up there, because I think it was more than 5 feet. Come on. Oh, is this flanking?
No. You have to have someone behind it.
Oh,
Yeah,
behind
my
it.
weapon doesn't count as a flank. You can't flank with my spiritual weapon. I'm afraid. Just take the damage, Marlo.
Take the pain! Alright, will you hit it for 8? Alrighty. 1 second. I'll just clarify something real quick. And alrighty. So we're gonna roll for the amount of damage, 8d6. Alright, the heat is still there, but by the graces of St. Cuthbert, 30 points of that damage was absorbed by Radovan's spell, because it does count as fire damage.
Why are you scaring us?
Because you need to think about things like that. So you only take 6 points of heat damage from striking the creature's hide.
Oh.
But at least now you know you can actually hit it. Is it painful? Yes. But can you take it? Probably.
Punch me the
And that was actually a pretty high roll, because I got 3 6s and a 5 in that. So odds are most of the time you probably won't actually feel the pain from it. Alright, Kia.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to move up here-ish, right here.
Okay.
I'm trying to see into there. I guess if as far as my action goes, if this... Actually, that's not going to happen,
Just so you know,
yeah.
Magic Missile could be used because it will
It
find
can?
as long as Magic Missile is you don't have to roll to
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
and it doesn't use a straight line. So Magic Missile will like go over an arm or underneath a leg to hit the target. So that you could use.
Okay.
I would ill-advise a
Score.
fireball or a lightning bolt or something like that. But,
Oh, everybody would die.
hey, it wouldn't be the first time. All I'm going to
I've
say is
used
it
a
wouldn't be the
fireball in a
first time
cave.
Kia's utilized the term friendly fire.
Oh man, that was a bad idea. Yeah, okay, if it's not gonna hit.
But that you could use, just so you know.
Okay.
From a mechanic standpoint, you'd know
I'm gonna
that.
take a deep breath and empower myself and blast some blue light for an empowered magic missile.
Alrighty, so you're going to empower it. Cool.
Yeah. So let that little baby blow.
Let there be light.
Magic missile, here you are. How many ones is that?
A lot of them.
So many ones.
1, 2,
into this
2,
guy.
1, 2.
That's so
Okay,
bad.
so basically you get 50. You get half of the dice roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get 4 added to it.
Oh.
So you do a total of 17 points of damage.
Yay.
Nice. Very nice.
Alrighty. Okay. The thing is definitely getting... I mean, you can definitely see the wear and tear appearing, but it's still very much, in full flow and seems to be ill-deterred at all. Radovan.
So, I have to use my move action to have this spiritual weapon attack a full again.
Correct.
So, I was gonna do a heal, but that's like a full thing. So,
Correct.
I'm gonna just do nothing and pray that I can pass the saving throw if I get hits off.
Okay.
As my weapon smacks it a bunch of times.
Alright.
And if any of those hits, I'll roll
the first
for each
one will hit, the others won't, so it's actually a moot point anyway.
But I'm gonna roll it anyway, just so I can get a 20.
Alright, but your spiritual weapon does hit it for 10, that's... Alrighty.
I'm doing damage.
Hey, it's a lot better than touching the thing. Okay, it is its turn. Okay, it's going to ignore the spiritual weapon because logic would dictate it's too small to care. And it has a huge thing and a small thing. So I think, seeing as the elemental has seriously been the thing that's got its attention, I'm not going to roll to see what it attacks. Logically, that is what it's going to attack.
Yay.
It misses! It
Great!
snaps towards
A
the
one!
elemental, but somehow misses. The elemental just kind of like, as it goes to bite it, the elemental's arm just kind of comes across and pushes its head over to the side as the huge mandibles just go and snap to the left of it.
Does it get a fumble or anything?
It's... You know what?
Please.
You know what?
Oh!
Okay,
Miss a step with your 1 million legs.
it misses a step.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, that's why I was like, I'm not going to roll a fumble because nearly all the fumble results. No, what I will do though is, because the way it worked, as I said, it went to snap and the elemental kind of pushes its head aside. So technically, I will say its upper torso is prone, so you can have +4 to hit it.
Okay.
Yay. Makes no sense. It was prone with like a million.
Yeah, well, it's not
legs.
falling. Its whole body's not going to fall prone, obviously. Like every leg just
Whoa.
gives out underneath it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Can I put skates on those?
Okay, so your elemental, it's up next, and it may have a +4 to hit.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna utilize that +4 and
Kill it.
use my first attack.
Oh.
It's
Wow.
It's
Okay.
a hit. It doesn't have particularly high AC, and it's easy to hit.
It's freaking 2 though. That's
All right, well, you hit it
Damn.
twice.
4D. Yay! Leo's dead.
47.
Oh, is it dead?
No. But it
Rock
is
dead,
seriously badly hurt. I'm going to upgrade it to...
Green.
All right, let me add 47, so... Okay. Right, yes. The elemental smashes into it. Its two mighty fists. However, upon
It's
doing so,
dead.
it takes 56 damage. Is it down?
Yeah, my rock crumbles to the ground in size.
All right. So the
Yeah,
rock
like a-
just... Okay, it's nothing but a amount of disheveled piles of crap now. Marlo, it is your turn.
Oh, good. You're alone with it, Marlo. Oh, yay.
She's there with your floating sword.
You'll be fine. a
You
lot of
hit
hits.
Twice. 14 and 11. So that's 25. Marlo, and I've got to roll these separately. So you get the first punch.
Didn't you just do minus 30? No.
No, it's too common. We'll do nothing. And the second one will do nothing.
Yay!
All right, it absorbs. Yep. So Radovan's spell absorbs the heat for you, so you take no damage from it. Kia, there is actually now a clear line of sight.
It's okay. It'll.
Right next to Radovan. Brush against his
Glowing,
skin.
his glowing
and
shield.
I go, hey there, and then I cast a chain lightning at it since I can see it.
Not just rub my forearm, Jane. That's
I did.
weird.
I did
Actually,
it. Though.
hold on, because when did it went there?
It was prone, yeah.
That's what I'm just looking at, because it would
Okay.
be prone until then. So actually, Marlo, your third one would have hit as well. So you did
What? No. I added the 4.
Oh, you added the 4. Okay.
Yeah. If you mouse over it, everybody can see that I rolled like shit. I rolled like 2s and 3s.
Oh, I see your
Right.
+4. Yeah, I see you added the 4. Okay, cool. No, I wasn't going to rob you of that. I just, I was looking at it. I was thinking 18 +4, but as soon as you did already add
It's still
the
that
4,
cool.
I know, right?
appreciate your honesty. So in that case, then, yeah, back to Kia.
Yeah.
Chain lightning. For
Lightning bolt,
43.
lightning bolt.
It has a reflex save to try to have that, which is for 17. And its reflex save modifier is a 6. Alrighty. It attempts to wheeze its body out of the way.
Damn.
And does so. It takes 22 points of damage. However, 22 on top of what Marlo did is enough to bring the huge beast slumping to the ground.
We did it!
It has been it is done did and defuncted and deaded. So there you go, you killed it. There you go. Alrighty. As the thing collapses to the ground,
We've done a lot of damage.
motionless.
Is it still emitting heat as it's dying?
Right now, it is still emitting a lot of heat.
I'm gonna. Well, I'm not touching it yet, but I'm looking for something I can take as like a trophy.
You really want to take part of it with you?
Got plenty of legs.
Possibly. It emits heat. Like, we might could use that. I mean, I don't know that it'd do that even when it's dead, but...
But that still doesn't explain... I mean, could we have just been caved in and there was an exit here somewhere?
Well, there's an exit now.
Yeah, down further. I'm gonna, like...
Well, the other option is staying here and, like, just living our lives here in this little cave,
Did
so...
we make sure that there was no other way when we turned left? To
How you doing back there, Beestum?
He kind of like yells back. He says, or he doesn't yell back. Actually, he's not that stupid. He comes back over to you so that he can speak more quietly and says, probably want to keep your voices down and not shout anymore. But it's going very slow. A lot of those rocks are way too large for me to lift. Unfortunately, we're going to need something with a lot more muscle to get those rocks out, I'm afraid.
Alright, I'm coming.
So Radovan's quite strong, I hear.
Kia, shut up.
Okay, I'll use my rock key.
No, Kia, come here.
What?
Can you send Cal down into the hole that it popped out of?
Are you serious? What if it has a family?
Well, obviously Cal will be cast invisibility on it. I don't care. Just... What if there's a way out down there?
Cal, are you
And
interested?
he's kind of looking
in
at
this
you with his
task?
eyes as wide as they possibly can. And he's like, are you serious?
I don't know.
I'll go with you.
No, Marlo.
No, Marlo.
You don't...
Why-
You're gonna send him by himself? That's
has-
scary.
Yeah, what was that about invisible?
Kia will make you
Let me
invisible.
invisible, I'll go down there.
Really? I would do that for you, Cal. I would. Okay, come here.
Okay.
I cast greater invisibility on him and say, as soon as you hear or see anything out of the ordinary, just I'll feel it. Come back.
I'm going to squash that up against the wall so you can get to the hole easier. Okay. All right, so Cal flaps his little wings and flies straight down the tunnel, which you literally see him like just spiraling down and down and down and down, because this thing tunneled straight up from the ground below.
Wow.
So who knows how deep that goes before it hits any kind of bottom or turn. But so you watch him disappear into the darkness.
Wow. Alright, I'm gonna... Don't get too far from me, Cal, that our connection breaks, please.
I'm gonna go and help Beecham and Marlowe with the rocks.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was doing that.
Alrighty.
Cal?
There. Alrighty. So you are going to start doing the best you can to start pulling rocks.
Yeah.
Beecham's not kidding. They're wedged in here tight. Like the whole roof has come down. So it's going to be a seriously long process, if possible at all, with what you.
Will I have an easier time if I use that damn dwarven hammer, or am I stronger than that?
Well, it's no. You'll be able to. That'll help you like break and chip at the rocks and stuff. But the problem is, as a lot of it comes down, more rocks are kind of falling above it to kind of fill the gaps, and it starts to run.
Awesome.
So, it's clearly more than just a small stem of rocks that dropped.
Shit.
So, I mean, yeah, you can pull a few rocks out here and there, but there are some huge boulders that are, like, wedged in there that you're going to have to, like, break apart and stuff like that. And, you know, this is more of a day's worth of work, you know, multiple days of work, or possibly longer. This is not the sort of thing you can just, I mean, you can look at it and know you ain't getting out of here anytime soon, not the method you're using.
Seeing the futility of this, I'm gonna start like scouring the rest of the walls and seeing if I can identify anything that would kind of maybe have an alternate path that maybe had gotten sealed or broken before.
Okay, give me a search check.
God, you do not want me searching. Of course, here's where I'm gonna roll my 20.
Hey, it would be nice if you did.
Yeah, no.
Nope. Okay. So you spend a good bit of time checking the walls all the way around. From what you can tell, this is just a natural part of a cavern. What you are able to tell is, looking at it, it clearly, there is like fault lines and cracks running all across the ceiling and stuff like that. So at any moment, any noise or tremors could trigger this whole damn thing to come down. So it's like even hammering to break up rock may not be a smart move.
Right, so I'm gonna return and say that to Marlowe and be like, this whole place looks like it wants to just collapse on us. I mean, I'm surprised Moore didn't come with that fight with that thing.
Cal? Huh?
I'm gonna retrieve Kia and bring her back to where Beecham and Marlowe are working.
I do not move from this hole waiting for Cal.
I'm gonna walk back and be like, Kia, look up.
Huh?
Kia, you shout. We could bring down more on us.
But Cal, what is Cal feeling right now, Gore?
He's scared. And
is he alive?
very apprehensive. Well, you
Okay.
can feel the fact that he's scared, so yeah.
Cal, are you okay?
Okay, Okay, eventually you see him come fluttering out of the hole.
Alright.
He says, there's no end to that tunnel. I'm convinced of it. That thing was boring, melting its way through the rock. It come from somewhere, but it goes down and left and right, and I've got no clue where the hell it goes. I don't think that that's a smart way to go.
Ah, I was hoping it'd be easy. I would turn around. Alright, well, guys, looks like you failed doing your tasks, so I'm gonna have to help. It's fine. That's nothing.
Is this where I am, like a little alcove? Is this lower or higher?
You're
than
higher
where
there.
Marlo is? Okay. So I'm gonna hop down, I guess. If it's not.
It's only like a 3 or 4 foot drop.
Okay. We need to find a way to get through this, Kia, without noise, if that's at all possible.
Without noise.
Yeah. Look up.
Okay. Can my guy just quietly move these?
I mean, he can grab them, and if you're talking about the elemental, I mean, he can grab them and pull them. He doesn't
But it's
make
gonna keep-
grunting sounds, and he doesn't have to smash at stuff like Hulk. I mean, he can just grab and start yanking. It'll be quieter. It'll be as quiet as moving rock is going to be quiet.
Right.
I mean, when other rock slips, it's not exactly quiet, so...
Alright. I'll try that first and see like if that ends up being a good or bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
So I'll cast Earth Elemental.
Up out of the ground rises the elemental for the second time.
Always this guy.
Beecham is clearly going to get his ass out the way because he doesn't want to be
Yeah.
trampled or crushed or killed in any way.
Yeah, I'm bagging up too. And I have my eyes ever upwards.
Alrighty, so your huge elemental goes over, and you want to just start to pulling and start yanking at it. Okay, what's the duration on this thing?
15 rounds?
Is it 15 rounds?
I think so. Or 16 rounds now.
We'll be 16, yeah. Alright, give me a strength check for it.
Sure. Straight.
You should have its strength listed. It's a huge one,
yeah.
so...
I'm trying to find it, sorry. Strength, there it is. 29.
Yeah, it has a hell of a strength bonus.
Wow.
Boy, it does so
crazy.
much damage. Yeah.
Oh.
So... No, you don't add the 29, you add the plus.
Oh.
So a strength of 29.
Sorry, I don't know. I just saw strength in a number.
here,
Okay,
I'll
no, it's here. I just had to.
Okay, I was going to say, you don't actually get the strength bonus or the strength stat as a bonus.
Oh, why not, Gore?
Wouldn't that be nice, though?
It's like +9, right? I mean, +9 or +10.
You got it there?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, look, so
I
if
have
not,
it
I can tell you
here.
what it is.
I feel so stupid right now. Oh, it's late, guys. It's late.
All right,
Base
so-
attack, grapple, full attack. I'm guessing it'd be a base attack plus strength bonus, so that would probably make it.
It's about a +10.
Yeah. Sorry,
Plus 9 or
guys.
+10. You can we call that +10.
My competence as a D&D player.
So that would be 5. Oh, you're going to roll it again? That's fine. I'll let you. 16.
Oh.
All right.
Not great.
Okay. Well, now I want you to make a dexterity check for it.
Okay, I could see that, right? There's a dex of 8. Oh. That's a negative.
You want a 10 or higher.
No.
Okay, hold on. First I'm going to do is I'm going to go to dynamic lighting and take this line out.
Oh God, I know it's gonna happen.
Oh man.
Okay,
That's
so
bad.
it is basically in its 16 rounds. This is how far it's managed to remove. And now, as you have failed your dex check, I'm going to make a dice roll, and if it's 25% or lower, bad things will happen.
Shit.
Okay. You feel some tremors, a few more little rocks drop, but it doesn't actually cave in. All right. And that elemental is burnt. He's done. That's how far he managed to clear for you.
That was productive,
I
Kia.
mean, it was a little bit.
Well,
While they was doing that, I'm gonna examine the walls in that room down there again because I don't want to believe that the dwarf told us the wrong way.
Okay. All right. So where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm going back into the room where we fought the monstrosity,
Okay. Go ahead.
the
All right, go ahead and move yourself there then, so I know that's where you are.
abomination of.
All right. And you want to search that room?
Yeah, to start with. I am not able to move like I want to right now. I'm so sorry.
So
Thank you.
I got you. Okay. All right. So yeah, you go ahead and give me a search roll in that room then. All right, Kia, you want to do anything else in your efforts to move mountains of rock? You got another one in there, or?
I don't
Oh,
wanna.
I don't
just-
wanna. Okay.
no.
All right. You have a good search all the way around the walls, and as far as you can tell, the only way out of this room is down that friggin' hole.
Kia, you might try again.
Be-
Rock
Beecham walks up to
elemental?
you and says, "You can still summon food and drink, right? Like that
Yes.
magical, tasteless stuff."
Not
that
like you ever ate it, Beecham.
We're not gonna. There are some other things I could do. I just need to rest, and we'll see how if it works to get out of here.
Well, yes, I'm just wanting to verify that if it takes us a week or more to get out of here, that we won't all starve to death or die of thirst.
No, that'll not happen. Cuthbert will provide for us.
Well, I feel positively useless. I don't know what I can do to assist.
Guys, I have an idea.
I'm gonna look at Kia, really worried.
Ah.
Yes, Kia.
Okay. D4+1.
Tell us your idea before you do something, please.
No.
Just do the idea. I have an idea. This happens.
Okay.
Because give me some time to rest up. I can
No, I'm
do
just
that
gonna
stone
do my
shape thing,
idea.
and maybe make an alternate tunnel for us to escape out of.
Oh. Well, we could do that too.
But I would only safely want to do it to try to circumvent this. And I'm going to point at the rubble that fell.
Okay.
Right.
I obviously wouldn't do it to try to go through just blank rock,
I'll be like, fine. I'll use one of my elemental spells.
You want to do
What,
that?
what was the other idea you had, or was that your idea?
It was this, and I cast it again, but I cast it as 4th level, so I could do 1d4 plus 1 medium elementals, earth elementals.
Like
So-
an elemental
so,
assembly line?
So 4
Four.
four elemental rock elementals come out from the ground at once, but they're just smaller. They're like, hey, we got a team.
All right, hold on.
Up.
Dum, da, 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 dum.
Well,
Make a line, form a line, boys.
I mean, only 2 of
You know-
them can work at a time anyway.
Well, it's kind of like the assembly line. Pass the rock down.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Give me a strength check. Based on whatever their current strength is.
So their base attack is plus
And their
3.
big counting is helping, so you get +2. So strength check for whatever it is, +2.
That's so stupid.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, they are really just not doing much. They're really not much stronger than you guys were. They move a little bit of rock, but not a large amount of rock. They were way less efficient in their time than the larger, massive elemental with huge rock-moving muscles was.
They fall over and add to the pile.
And now there's more rock.
There's just 4 rock elementals just kind of like laying there like I give up. I'm done.
Here, we'll do this. We'll just push that one up a little bit there. That's about how much they did. Give me a dex check.
No. Don't do that.
Fuck my life.
Just 10 or higher.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. But at least these little ones didn't make anywhere near as much noise and racket, but that's probably because they moved way less. So yeah, that turned out to be somewhat of a lesson in futility, unfortunately.
Shape the wall, Radovan.
I can't.
Do it.
I'm gonna look in
No,
this spot now.
I get
Okay,
it.
go ahead and search
Okay.
that top area.
Me
Yeah,
my
Radovan
negative 1
can because he
intelligence.
didn't have it right now, I think, is the reason.
I have protection from elements and protection from energy and resist energy, but no stone shape.
Okay. So, yep, come up with a game plan.
Oh, I'm just gonna lay down and say, look, I need to rest. I mean, I got nothing.
Alright. Well, Beecham is quite happy to do the same. He'll lean up against this rock and sit down too.
I'm gonna return to the room with the thing in it and assume that I didn't find anything because it's blocking part of it.
Okay, by now, there is really no heat coming off this thing now.
Okay, so I'm clambering over this bitch to get to the side of the walls that I couldn't get to before.
Alright, searching in and around all over the place. Okay.
I'm also... Is Cal still out of his bag?
Yeah, he's in this room here with...
I'm gonna ask Cal to help me because I feel like he has better eyes than I do.
Okay. You can make a
Cal
search roll
shall
for
help. Cal will be your eyes.
Alright, well you give the whole... I mean, you've got plenty of time, so you give the room a thorough search. And you, after probably a good hour of going over the room multiple times, you're pretty damn sure ain't no way out of that room.
Okay, I'm gonna kill me a dwarf when we get out of here.
Yeah, we'll just start moving the rocks ourselves again.
Yeah.
Since we have to wait.
Okay. Which is...
Let's just do that.
I mean, for the most part, you can't. It's like you can move little rocks here and there, but the big ones are just not going to move by themselves. So you're not going to get through without either smashing them up and risking a cave in through that, or you need something with more muscle.
How's the air in here?
You got plenty right now.
Alright. But how does it work?
But how does the air work?
Alright.
We need something with more muscle. Radovan?
I mean, there is something I could do, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Keep talking.
Well, it'll create a loud ringing noise.
Well, I can
That's not
Cuthbert
nice.
loan me a few stats for a minute? I don't...
Okay, I could do that.
Sonic boom.
No, I have shatter actually.
Right.
I'm going to place my hand on Marlo's shoulder, and
Okay.
I'm going to cast an extended bull strength.
All right.
So,
you have
it's
plus
32
4
minutes.
Yes, you got 32 minutes of a +4 strength. So what would your strength be now?
It's 20, so yeah.
So you're getting up there.
So I'm gonna go at the rocks.
Alright. Give me a strength check then. And then you going back to resting, Radovan?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Goki.
Meow. Okay. So, yep.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Hi. Yep,
We're rolling
it's...
so badly, guys.
Unfortunately, it really is just that most of the rocks clearly are just too big. They're too wedged in there. They're not... Marlon moves some. But again, it's very small amounts, and it's just tough. It's more frustrating work than anything else. Like half the time, as soon as you do finally get something decent to move, other rocks just roll down in its place. Yeah, the only thing that seemed to have actually got you any real success was Kia's huge rock elemental.
Fine.
But of course, Radovan's trying to rest so that he can ask St. Cuthbert for different types of magic.
I'm just watching the proceedings, kind of going in and out of my tired state.
Okay. All right, but ultimately you're going to rest, right? Like
I am
full
resting.
Rest? Okay.
Yes, I'm shooting for a rest.
Well, Beecham is also, he's doing the same thing. He's given up on trying at this point. He knows he can't do anything. If you guys can't do anything, he can't.
Can always send a message to the marshal and be like, "Hey, this dwarf's an asshole. Do something."
There's are you actually saying that to Radovan? Or
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, look, there's no guarantee that he knew it was a dead end when he sent us this way.
Well, I mean, if it comes down to it, they can come. Hopefully, they would send somebody to help us. I don't.
I would prefer to give him the benefit of the doubt.
We also know it's 2 days travel from there too. So it'll take him 2 days to get here no matter what.
Look, Kia, if you're not going to do another elemental, just let me rest and then I'll try to,
Well, if we're just gonna rest, I'm just gonna use these spells. So, get up. We'll see if this guy fits in here. He might just get stuck and then not even be able to do anything.
I mean, he can fit in there to where he's got arms. Like, I mean, he can't. He's crouched and he's all stumped up, right? But I mean, he can still reach forward and grab rocks and like pull them and push them underneath and like out to the side. So he's more like an excavation machine. He just can't turn around or do anything constructive in there.
So I once again summon Balboa and say, "Start digging."
All right. Okay, give me a strength check for your elemental. Let's see how well this one can do in 16 minutes. Pretty good. Okay.
And then the dex check.
Dex check.
And we'll do that in just a second. Let's go ahead and excavate some more dirt. And he's going to get all the way to here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, give me a dex check. He needs 10 or higher to avoid any possible potential catastrophe.
Shit.
That's not it. That's not it. Okay. Okay, 25% or lower, bad things happen.
Okay.
25% or lower, bad things happen, and it is a... Did it even roll? How did that work? I think I cheated.
1d00.
Yeah, I rolled a D0 to try to... I rolled a D0 to try to get less than 25. I think that's cheating. Let's try it again, shall we? 79. Nope, you lucked out again.
Oh, jeez.
And then after all of his hard work, poof, he's gone.
How much more do we got? We don't know, huh?
You know, you got some more.
Well, now what?
Are you out of elementals?
No, I got one more. I got one more. Fine, guys. Fine. My final elemental.
You gonna do it?
Just please don't cave this fucking place in. Yeah.
All right, give me a strength check.
Uh,
Come on, Rocky, you can do it. Get him out of here. Yep. Okay. That's the good. So the good news is, he will actually. Make sure I'm not on the right. All right. The good news is he will successfully finish tunneling through. Give me that dex check. This is in before, as he finishes, he creates his own secondary landslide. And, all right, if it's 25 or lower, bad things happen. So potentially, he could have just got to the end, and then it's all going to get filled back in. Let's see what happens.
next week's.
I really hope that this goes good for you guys. I really do. 55, you're lucky. Okay, right. Nope, yet more tumbles and tremors, but eventually he has cleared the path. You can get out.
As Kia goes, I'm gonna get up and Beecham, let's get the hell out of here, please.
Yes, quietly does it. Everybody tiptoe, don't breathe. Hold your breath.
I'm still gonna breathe though. Noting that I will still be breathing.
Okay. Alrighty. You continue to move your way back over the ground you've come from, following the tunnels as you do.
As I return to this portion, I'm gonna look at everyone and say, we're gonna see if we're gonna check the other alcoves to the north of here,
Hold on.
or up there. No, as you get there. Because what if there was an exit here at one point, and we just missed it?
All right. That's a good idea, says Beecham. I'll check these little narrow tunnels down here. And he goes wandering down and checking all of this area here. So, okay, so Beecham's going to check this wall. I guess divide yourselves up and tell me where you're checking.
I'm gonna check quietly in here.
Okay.
So the search check, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will roll for Beecham.
Wow, roll 20's lacking for me, just so you guys know.
Okay.
Oh,
Rado
for fuck's
searches
sake.
that chamber. Kia, I guess you're searching that top chamber there.
Yeah.
Okay. And Marlo, are you searching anywhere, or?
I guess I'm looking at this down here, but I have a feeling it just leads back up to the other chamber. Yeah.
It pretty much does. Alright, well, Beecham comes back and he says,
I couldn't find anything down on the southern area.
Same. I'm gonna
I hate to say it, but either that dwarf made a mistake, or that stunty little bastard sent us this way on purpose.
and the
Why
exits.
though? Why would he want us dead?
Well, I doubt he knew anything about that bizarre creature that attacked us, but he probably knew damn well that it was dangerous in the rockfall. Maybe he will. I don't know. Why would, as I said, I couldn't fathom why he would have a motive to do that. And he could have so easily done us foul way before then if that was his intentions.
Well, also, not to mention that the skiff is another issue. I mean, if he and the partner he suggested are in on it, I mean, they stole the skiff from us.
Oh, you
You
think
know.
that was it? He wanted
Well,
us
no.
to die so that he could steal the skiff?
Well,
I suppose it... I mean, that skiff's probably quite valuable. And we did pay them a small sum of money and a skiff. I suppose that could be a motive. What a bastard.
It honestly doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're right. He could have swindled us long before. And I'm just gonna check my gold.
Okay.
I'm gonna check my possessions.
Everything that you had prior to is probably still there unless you've lost it.
Okay.
But it hasn't been removed from you.
Everyone, just check. Everyone, check all your items, like the cat. And I'm gonna look sheepishly at the key as I say it, looking at
Okay,
just make sure.
Beecham goes through all of his stuff and is like, nope, every gold coin is still accounted for, and I still have the cat and the dagger.
Yeah, you're right. He could have gotten us many times over.
Well, maybe he legitimately made a mistake.
But he was messing with us the whole travel, saying, oh, this way, oh, no, my mistake, it's this way. He seemed to be playing us all the whole time.
Well, what do? Do we go back, or do we take the other path?
Well,
Take the other path, maybe.
I guess we take the other path,
But
yeah.
maybe he's directionally challenged.
Well, it got us this far. And this does kind of look like the... He even said that we would find an abandoned dwarven mine area, which we're at. So it's like he did know that we were coming this way.
All right, well, let's just go see what the other path is.
All right.
The
okay.
runes. Dwarven runes.
You know you're safe to get all the way back down to the bottom of that corridor, so... Oh, here we go. So you can go ahead and get to here at least. Expediously. And then that means you have the other way to go.
Aren't the runes a form of magic?
Well, yeah, Kate, Marlo.
Maybe that's it. Maybe there was something in the runes that we couldn't read that was supposed to reveal something.
But they were faded. I mean, I couldn't read them even if I wanted to. But that's a thought. Oh, shit. I'm gonna look down this straight way.
All right.
Well, I mean, don't turn unless we absolutely have to, right? I mean...
Do you think he meant... No.
No, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt right up until I realized that he referred to the... Unless there's an ancient dwarven mine up ahead here, I'm convinced he sent us that way on purpose.
Right.
I agree with Marlo. I think when we get back to town, she should punch him most vigorously, numerous times.
I like that idea.
Keep quiet and stay alert. Who knows if there's another one of those things. Watch this just lead right straight out. Oh, that's a bitch. It does.
What is this? Where's this going?
Gore's evil is what he is.
Is freaking...
Well, maybe this will teach us not to hire the first person that jumps at an opportunity.
The first person that agrees to work for a massive quantity of money?
Yeah, he was awesome. I like that guy.
You know, of all the criminals we've come across, he was my I liked him the most.
Who
Still
said he
gonna
was a
bash
criminal?
us.
It's an assumption. He might have been mistaken. All right. At the end of the corridor, you can see light.
Oh my god.
And a glistening, gleaming white of snow shining from the other side. It would appear that, yes, unfortunately, the dwarf did lead you astray, and going straight would have been the way to go.
Technically, I did still turn to the left.
So, the
But there
question
wasn't
is,
a mine.
was the dwarf mistaken? Was it deliberate? Will you ever find out? We don't know.
Bash his fucking head in as well.
But you do manage to emerge from the end of the tunnel, like squinting your eyes at the bright sunlight and the glare coming up off the snow, as you are now on the far opposite side of the mountains. And let me go ahead just so to give you an idea of what the terrain is like here. I'll put you guys here.
That asshole dwarf.
Yep, it was the dwarf. It wasn't me at all. Just remember that.
Wait,
Okay.
you made the dwarf to do that.
So,
Go.
like, this is the sort of terrain. It is like thick, dense snow, like thigh-high snow. And the wind on this side is nasty. It is vicious, it is vile, it is blowing incredibly hard. And despite all the furs that you have, the cold cuts and chills through to the very bone. You just kind of think back and realize you just thought it was cold back in the lowlands. Up here on the most northern side of the mountains, it's like the mountains themselves are kind of like a wall protecting you from the northern winds to some degree. Up here, you know that from where you are, probably no more than a day or two north of here is the coastline, and it looks as flat and open landscape as can be. So you've got the freezing chill of the northern winds coming straight across, freezing cold water, and nothing to buffer you against the winds.
Wow. Oh shit.
So it is, even with the furs, you basically are under the effects of being fatigued. So everybody, you're like you're squinting. You can't see anywhere near as far because the snow and the blizzard is just hitting you in the eyes. So your vision is reduced by half. Your movement is, because you're wading through the snow, is down to about a third. And then on top of that, because of the chill, unless you have something to quote-unquote protect you from the elements, you're going to be at -2 to hit, -2 on all physical tasks and stuff like that. The only reason you haven't got frostbite, or that you won't have frostbite, is the fact that you do have all those furs that at least keep it from getting to the point where your fingers freeze and fall off.
Hey kid, go flying. just hover a little
If
bit.
you want to become a Kia kite, that would be the thing to do.
Yeah, right. You could tie me to a rope and then we could ski.
Yeah, you'll be frostbitten all over if you go up there.
But Beecham kind of looks at you and he says, "Pleasant, pleasant up here, isn't it?"
We're gonna light.
And he kind of points. He said, "That way. That's the direction of Baragos."
Pocket warmers, remember? We're gonna light them and put them in our pockets.
Oh, yes, you did buy some of those from Captain Vance. Okay.
One in each pocket.
How many did you have?
I have 4 total, I
So
think.
one each then.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys walk with either with your hands cupped around one of those pocket warmers, or if you put one in a pocket and take and routinely do it, as long as your hands are not away from it for more than 10 minutes, you will not suffer the -2 on your physical movements and stuff like that.
I'm gonna put it in my pants and just alternate my hands.
He's walking along with his hands going in and out of his
Oh my
pants.
god.
All right. Okay.
What's New York this block?
I've been trying, like, I don't know how Marlo would react in this situation.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, she's been training with the snow and everything. I don't know if she would want to.
It's beyond cold, so just doing what you're doing and dealing with it the way you are is like training. If you was to strip down, you will die. You will get hypothermia.
Okay, yeah. So
and
she's
you
gonna
will
try
die.
doing this without.
Yeah.
She's gonna do this for as long as she can anyway,
Okay.
without help.
Now, do you guys want to try to attempt to make a camp here and stay out in this crap, or do you want to just fight through the snow to try to get to the encampment?
Let's hurry it. Let's hurry it up. If it gets way too hard, then we could try to igloo it up.
I guess. I mean, I kind of want to get to the Jarl well rested, or as well rested as we can. You know, because what if we have to escape?
True. We could do that method by digging into the
What's
snow
everybody's
and then
health?
having.
What's everybody's hit point state? You're all pretty healthy, right? No one really.
Yeah,
took
we're
a
all-
kick
We're
you.
good.
Marlowe took some, but I mean, you could probably healed yourself that in the last rest.
Yeah, but we didn't do a full rest. We kind of soldiered on.
No, you didn't. Oh, no, actually, yeah, you didn't. You haven't done a rest. No, so Radovan is down.
Yeah.
Marlowe
No,
hasn't
that-
used her natural healing ability, so she still has that. But so if you can use that to get your hit points back that you lost, or at least most of them probably.
So,
If Radovan didn't heal me, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's soldier on a little bit and then try, like, before it gets too dark, like, really dark, we dig a hole and we try to, like, create a place to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, you all didn't bring your tent, did you? Or did you?
Honestly, if we were traveling underground, I don't think we would have brought a tent. It would have been on the skiff.
Right. Okay. All right.
It's cumbersome, right?
Yeah. Then, yeah. I mean, you guys can travel on for several more hours, but quite honestly, it ain't gonna get any warmer or any better. Staying out here is going to be a tough call unless you can come up with... I mean, you did learn that little trick about digging the hole and trying to put something over top of you to stop the wind chill, at least.
Which we have a lot of those. We have, like, a lot of stuff.
So
like
you guys
that.
want to just do that? And then
Yeah,
try to
let's-
rough it to get a... Alright, so
Yeah.
you set up yourselves a little... You dig yourselves a hole. You get yourselves ready. And you rest throughout, you know, as much of the night as you can. And when you just can't stand it anymore, you guys pretty much, you know, you're able to kind of just get up in the early wee hours of the morning. It's still kind of dark, but it's like, I can't stay here anymore. Like, you know, it's got so cold throughout the night. It's like, you're better just to move.
Just move.
But I'll count that you know, you've got protection from elements. Did you have protection from elements on you?
I did not know.
Okay.
I mean, I always have one chosen, so if I need to use it, I would use it.
If you want to get a full night's rest, you will need to the point where you can respell. You'll need it.
Okay, then I would have done it.
Okay, so you can count of getting yourself a full night's rest. Everyone else pretty much froze their balls off or not, or points off throughout the night. All right, so you wake up in the early hours. It's still kind of dark, but because it's so clear and the moon's up there, you can still see. It's very early. As you emerge from your tent or from your canvas and come out of your hole and begin to wrap everything else up, everybody give me a spot check real quick.
No, I want to. All right. Yay!
Okay. Well, Kia and Marlowe, you kind of can notice that moving through the snow towards you appear to be kind of like some rough, thick-looking armored men, like with horned helmets, carrying shields and kind of like low carried swords. And there's like a small group of them moving from the north towards you.
Shit.
We're still in our hole, right?
This is like as you come out of your hole, you start gathering everything up and you begin to push on, and that's when you notice them. The hole is still there, so you could dive back into the hole.
Well, okay. I mean, I don't see anything, so I'm just doing what I'm doing.
Right. But yeah, so
Marla?
Kira and Marlo, you see those.
What should we do?
Be cautious.
What are we talking about?
I'm gonna point.
Kiri coming this way.
Beecham's squinting and he's like, it looks like some of the Valkyrie.
Let's talk to them.
Talk to them. You mean basically be captured by them?
Not necessarily. We don't know that they're gonna react hostilely towards
But
us.
if they do, are we? Oh, never mind.
Alright. So that's kind of where they are. Again, you can barely see them. You can see the silhouettes and the outlines, but you can't really make out much of the features because of the blizzard. But they get to like within 30 feet of you or so and seem to stop, and then they slowly start fanning out.
Yeah, if we want to get on the Jarl's good side, we're not going to start a fight with every roving band we come across. So, if it were up to...
I just have my hands where they can see them.
Okay.
we're going to be friendly. If they act aggressively, we're going to let them hopefully just arrest us.
Okay.
Okay. They start getting closer and closer, like fanning out. There's a kind of a weird, salty, sickly smell in the air. You start to catch it on the wind as they start coming closer to you. And it's about then that Beecham looks, and he says this as you all pretty much come to the same realization. As they get closer and closer to where you can start to see him, he goes, I don't ever remember Valkyrie having glowing blue eyes.
Fucking shit.
They're White Walkers.
White Walkers!
And we'll end it right there. That's a good spot. I know Jane has got to bolt, so we're going to let her go because she's got work stuff to do. No, they're not White Walkers, but it's funny that you would automatically go there. Everyone might think you might watch Game of Thrones or something like that. So there we go. As these things begin to close in around you, they do look like Vikings, or the Valkyrie, just kind of dead ones. Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons and Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
Shagget here. On How We Roll, I play Radovan Rainier, War Priest of St. Cuthbert, who just so happened to author a new academic book that's coming soon. It's titled Libido Rectification for the Required Propagation of Arconis' Depleted Men-at-Arms, or more affectionately titled Mandate Number 2 and You. You can follow me on Twitter at @neb_convos for upcoming book excerpts, just to get the hype going, push up the sales. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, I'm the Dragon Spooker, and I play Marlo Rayfell, monk and resident badass for How We Roll. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so using @DragonSpooker, or follow my Twitch channel, which I sometimes stream on, twitch.tv/TheDragonSpooker.
Hi, thanks for watching another episode of How We Roll. I am Jane Ivana, and this is my lovely cat, Norman, who really doesn't want to be here right now. You can follow me on Twitter, @Jane on Twitch with a 0. Shh, don't tell him, he doesn't like birds. No. I stream occasionally on twitch.tv/Jane Ivana, so you can find me there. And I guess that's all we got. You got something to say? Nope. Peace, suckers. Bye.